Talking women's soccer on Cards TV as Big East play opens. The Cards hit the road, nationally televised against Notre Dame. This is a Notre Dame team we've beaten twice consecutively, which I don't think maybe one other team in the history of women's soccer can make that claim. And you guys go in, and boy, for the first 40, you give them a good fight, a couple of lapses, and really that ends up being the difference in a 2-1 loss.
Yeah, no question. I was very happy with our first half, even giving up the goal at the end of the half. I just think giving up the goal really kind of took the wind out of our sail a little bit. The good news was we had halftime to kind of regroup and get after it, and we started off the second half fine, and then we gave up that second goal, and both goals were good goals for Notre Dame, but soft defensive mistakes on our part. We've got to be better at turning the ball over, or not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
And they scored. You know, the first goal that they scored was spectacular. Great finish by that kid, and then the second goal was just a defensive lapse on our part. So probably my biggest disappointment on the weekend is just after we gave up the second goal is no mental toughness.
Yeah.
You know, we really kind of gave into it, and we succumbed to, hey, we're down 2-0, which is not typical of teams that I've coached. So that's something that we've already addressed this morning at practice, and we'll make sure that it's something that we don't let continue to be a part of this program.
So part of that is finding a response for the team on a road trip at a place that, no offense to DePaul, but I mean it's a tough place to play. People don't like going to play with Wish Field, and you guys do respond, and you seem pretty pleased with how the team played.
Yeah, overall I was happy with the response. Not happy with how long the response held on for. I think we opened up the first half very strong, very committed to doing the things we needed to, into the second half, and then we started to fade a little bit more, and DePaul really turned it up a little bit, and 90 minutes has got to be the bare minimum. That's before we even potentially go into an overtime. So 60 minutes, 70 minutes just isn't good enough right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to get better.
And it's not a process you want to build to that. You want to play the 90. You know, like 75 this weekend's not going to make you happy. You need to get those 90. Big East Open this weekend. Just at a glance over the weekend, what do you see? Do you see any surprises?
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Just absolutely crazy. You know, Villanova wasn't off to a great start, and then they go to Rutgers, who was off to a phenomenal start, and get a win at Rutgers. And I think that just shows from top to bottom the strength is there within the Big East. And certainly on any day, I think Rutgers can beat Villanova and Villanova can beat Rutgers. But I just think once the Big East starts, it's all bets are off. I mean, everybody is really out for a win, and anyone is capable of winning.
Sure. As folks that have been to Cardinal Park this year maybe have noticed, the atmosphere has really grown, and it's for the men's and women's games. The crowds have been record crowds. It's going to be exciting to come home and open Big East play at home. Syracuse on Friday at 7 at Cardinal Park, St. John's on Sunday at 1 o'clock. But that has to get the kids even more keyed up. They're excited to be home, but when you know you have those kind of crowds, that's really got to up that ante.
Yeah, no question. I mean, the crowd we had at Kentucky, and I know the crowds we have this weekend for Syracuse and St. John's are going to be great. Specifically that Friday night, the energy is there. I mean, it's been fantastic with the support that we have in the city, and certainly the men's soccer has started that, and we're doing our fair share now, and really proud of being able to fill so many seats. Now we have to understand that privilege that comes with it, and start to make sure our performance is worthy of them coming back every game.
Sure. So definite credit there to Brian Usellis and the marketing department as they put things together. For the team, you know, you say right now the focus is getting those 90 minutes. How early can you get an indication that is something that's going to be likely? Because it's easy to get those first 10 with the emotion of the crowd under your belt. Is there a point in the match where you can feel like that's where we need to be, or do you have to wait till the 90's complete?
No, I don't. I think it's a mental toughness.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do, and it's the little things. We just told the players this morning that if you can't take care of the little things, we can't trust you with the big things, and the big things is the game.
Yeah.
The big thing is the game. So if we can't trust you with the little things, you are going to give in on game day to the mental fatigue or the physical fatigue and the mental toughness. So already this morning, the practice was difficult. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to continue to put them in those environments in practice that mimic what's going to happen on game day. So the habits we create in practice every day are going to be the way we carry out the 90 minutes. So there's no doubt in my mind we can put it together.
Yeah.
We just have to put it together more consistently.
Sure. All right, Karen, best of luck to you and the
Thanks,
team.
Sean.
For Karen Ferguson-Dayes, I'm Sean Moth. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk next week. First, we'll see you at Cardinal Park this weekend. Then we'll talk next week, right here on Cards TV.